not very good with technology. All right, welcome back to Souhan Unfiltered at SouhanUnfiltered.com. My podcast. I'm lucky enough to have Byron Buxton, the Twins' top prospect and the consensus top prospect in baseball, as my guest today. Quickly, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Kieran's Irish Pub, downtown Minneapolis, the local Irish Pub, downtown Minneapolis, O'Gara's Bar and Grill in St. Paul. We have a lot more sponsors coming on board. I appreciate them. This is part of the Alive and Social Network, a network of sports, entertainment, and music podcasts. We have a studio now in South Minneapolis. We're starting to have a lot of music acts come in and play live for people, live streaming. It's been a lot of fun. But let's get to Byron. Byron's sitting here in the press box in Fort Myers. The timing of this is I'm talking to you right after your first game since last fall. I think I sense, having written a lot about you, that you're the kind of guy who just loves to play baseball, loves to be on the field. What was it like for you just to be out there yesterday?
It was a great feeling, especially being side by side with teammates I done played with and teammates I haven't. Really just wanted to go out there and have fun and try to get us a win. I mean, that's what we out there to do, and we got a win last night, and we also had fun.
I was talking to Rob Anthony, the assistant general manager, the other day, and the one thing he said, and he and Terry both said about you and Miguel Sano all along, is that you're not just preparing yourself to get to the big leagues. They feel like you're preparing yourself to be a star and to handle the trappings of stardom. Is that in your mind, and is that something you kind of thought of yourself from the time you were drafted, or was it your agent or the Twins helping you with that idea?
I mean, me and Sano talked about our work ethic, and we know we got to work hard, and me and him also said once we get up there, we don't want to come back down. That's a big part of what me and him got alike, and we take that very serious. I mean, we take coming out here every day and getting our work in and trying to help our team win very serious, and that's really where our dedication and hard work is. And me and him, we talk about winning the ring together all the time in the clubhouse, so that's another thing, but we know we got to take it one step at a time.
Is there anybody else who's kind of included in those conversations?
I mean, once we start talking, there's a lot of people. Kenny's, Eddie Rosario. I mean, basically the whole team. We all talk about wanting to get a ring. We know we got to come out here and put in the work to earn that ring, and just keep preparing ourselves for that day.
What's been your best baseball experience so far? And by the way, there are a couple drinks over there. If you get thirsty, feel free.
Best baseball experience. Have to say the one time I did play with Sano in spring training 2 years ago, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
First time playing side by side with him, and I was hitting leadoff, and he was hitting third, and like everything just seemed to be clicking that day. I got on, he drove me in, stuff like that. I mean, you don't try to look too far ahead, but like in your head, you just like you got a connection that feels like every time you get on, this guy's gonna bring me in, or this guy's gonna bring me in. Like you have that chemistry to where you're gonna get around the bases.
And that happened last night, of course. I guess it was Kenneth who drove you in, but the thing that struck me about Miguel last night is, and I knew this from seeing him before, but it reminded me, for a guy that size, with those size legs, he can run.
Oh, yeah. Miguel he's fast. He'll fool you if you're not careful.
I see the tattoos, just because you're sitting here in a short sleeve shirt. Do they have a certain significance? Do you just like the design, or do they mean something?
They mean something. I mean, I got my son's name on the inside, and I got the roses that simulate like heart, love. The line symbolizes like strength over him. And
I see the little crosses there. Is that a particular
like
meaning?
It's like the never keep your head down, always look to the sky.
Okay.
Because God's looking down on you.
And what's that say? I'm having trouble reading that one.
We both Sagittarius.
Oh, okay, cool. And we both, you mean you and your son, or you and Lindsay?
Me and my son.
Okay, great. And how old is your son now?
14 months.
Wow. I think I mentioned this to the clubhouse the other day. Someone who's raised 4 kids, the lack of sleep can be a challenge.
Very. Very. Like, it's some days you feel like you could just sleep all day, and then maybe one time out of the 2 weeks, he sleeps through the night, and you wake up at 6:30 in the morning that you don't want to wake up that early.
Yep. And what's it like being a dad at your age? I mean, I guess you haven't experienced another alternative, but I know I had my kids when I was young, and that made everything a little more challenging.
Most definitely. I mean, you have to grow up real fast. I mean, you can't just take care of yourself then. But it's been fun. I wouldn't say it's been tough yet, but he's starting to move around a little bit more, starting to talk a little bit more. So that's going to get to the fun part. Now I can try to start teaching him a little baseball or basketball, whichever one he want to do.
Do you want him to be an athlete?
I do. I mean, I ain't going to pressure him to play anything. Whatever he want to play, I'm just going to try to help him out and do as much as I can. And
I remember talking to you about this a couple of winters ago. Your parents never really pushed you, did they?
Or
did they?
They didn't. My dad played basketball and football. He didn't play baseball, but when I was small, he just asked me did I want to give baseball a try, and started out with T-ball when I was 5 and just never stopped playing from there.
And why baseball? I mean, I know you were a good football player, and I know you were a good basketball player, and you have a frame that will probably adapt to a lot of different sports. Why did baseball end up being your choice?
I guess because I stuck with baseball a lot longer. Stopped playing basketball my sophomore year of high school, and I didn't start playing football until my 7th grade year. Then I skipped my 9th grade year and picked it back up my 10th grade year. Baseball is just something I have a lot more passion for. Played it all during the summer, played it during the winter. Just something that couldn't leave me. I mean, every time you turned around, I was asking my dad, could we go in the yard or go to the ball field and just hit me something, or he pitched to me and I hit it.
So you get the signing bonus, and I think you did some good things for your family, didn't you? You buy a few gifts?
I did. I bought my family a house in town. We were staying like 10 miles out of town, so I bought them a house in town, and then bought them a vehicle apiece. And
your dad a truck, and your mom what?
My mom got a SUV.
Okay.
And I just try to help them out whenever I can. If they ask for anything, I'm going to try to be there for them and just keep helping them out.
They still make you mow the lawn when you come home?
Sometimes. They do sometimes. But most of the time, I just be like, I'm coming by the house to mow the lawn. And they be like, all right, we'll see you tomorrow. And then I just show up whenever and mow the lawn and talk a little bit, play with my little sister, and then we go back home.
Is your dad still a long road trucker, or what's he doing these days?
He's still long road trucking.
Yeah.
It's more local now. He gets to come home every night and see my little sister at the basketball games and softball games.
Let's go through last year, because you had 2 years ago, like when I saw you in Cedar Rapids, you had a tremendous year. Last year, expectations are high. I remember walking over when I was in spring training to see you play on the minor league side, and somebody said, he dove, he's not out there today. And it turned out that was because you dove for a ball and bent your wrist back? Was that the injury? What do you remember about that?
Just it was a shallow fly ball, and when I went in to dive for it, I caught it, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I caught it, and when I caught it, as I was going to the side, I rolled over my wrist, kind of bent it backwards a little bit, and just felt some sharp pain run through my wrist, and I knew something wasn't right. And tried to play through it. I went home and iced it that night, and I was going to get up the next morning and go to the cage and see how it feels, and I knew something went right, and then I went and told the trainers.
And then you were out until when? Because I know I came down in July, and you and Miguel were still out at that point.
I came back a little before then.
Oh, that's right.
I re-injured it. How did I re-injure my wrist? I re-injured it somehow, That's bad I don't remember, but I'm glad I don't. Then I had to go back over there. I was over there for like another month and a half maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when me and Sano I was throwing the ball and had Sano catching the ball.
Yeah, I remember that. Absolutely. Let's see. You started playing in what, late July, early August? Is that right?
Late July, early August. That's
okay.
all right.
And you were healthy until when? Then you had the collision in New Britain, right?
August 13th, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere around there.
And was it Kwasnica you guys ran into each other?
I did.
Yeah. Do you remember that play?
Nah. Me sitting here now, I couldn't tell you anything about it. But if I saw the video, I could. Only thing I could say is we didn't communicate well, and gotta know who's got in and who's got out. But I mean, it's just a freak accident.
Oh, they're cranking up the music on us now.
Yeah, they did, real quick. But I mean, it's a freak accident, and stuff happens. I mean, just teaches us we got to do the small things first before try to do something big.
Right. And then you go to the fall league, and I can't remember. Did you make it all the way through the fall league, or did you have a setback?
I made it. When did fall league start? Early October. I made it October 27th, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Like a shallow line drive. Dove for the ball, called it. But as I called it, I felt it as soon as I did it. Something in my finger, it bent all the way in, and I just threw the glove off, and the ball flew out. So the hitter was called safe, but looked down, and I was like, this don't look right. So
Uh-oh. Which finger?
My middle finger on my left hand.
And it looks like the middle knuckle there is a little larger than usual, huh?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was my 9th grade year, this is crazy. My 9th grade year, my first varsity summer league game, dislocated the same finger and had stitches, and then in Arizona it was the same finger that had to get surgery.
Okay. And when were you able to resume doing things, working out or whatever?
I got out the cast like right before Thanksgiving.
Testing 1 2 microphone. Check.
So I started doing a little bit then.
1 2 testing 1 2 microphone check.
I went back in January, at the very beginning of January, and got cleared. And
okay.
I was already working out hard then, but that's when I really start grinding myself down. I don't have to be hesitant anymore. I can go out and do this and prepare myself for the spring training and the rest of the season.
Now, when I saw you in Atlanta a couple of years ago, you were going through a lot of baseball-specific exercises in basically a baseball academy with your agent. Is that what you did again this winter?
Mm-hmm. I did it there the past 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Since you saw me, I've been there since.
It cracked me up when I saw you in Fort Myers last year, and I was talking, we were looking for a good photo of you and Miguel together, other than him catching and you throwing, which was funny.
It was. I mean, we got a good laugh out of it. Like, we been in the clubhouse sometime, and he'll come over to me and show me the picture, and we just bust out laughing.
But I also thought it was funny that we were like, okay, let's get you out away from the ballpark. And you said, well, let's go fishing. And I was expecting you guys to take us to the ocean or some big lake or going on a boat. You guys pull over to Daniels and start fishing in the irrigation ditch.
We did that so much. I mean, we come by and get the horn blown at us and all that. We think it's funny, but he definitely outfishes me.
Yeah, well, he did that day. I know that.
No, every time.
Really?
Every time.
What's his secret?
I ain't figured it out yet.
And he won't tell you?
And he won't tell me. Like, I can outfish maybe majority of everybody, but like him, it's like he just blows me out. But it's only with me.
So we just went through all the weird injuries from last year. How frustrating was that for you? And was there a lesson to be learned anywhere in there, or were they just 4 completely unrelated weird injuries?
It was very frustrating. I mean, getting something taken away that you love to do, and you are limited to what you can do and what you can't do. It's tough mentally and physically, but I think some of it could be that it was freak injuries, and some could be just playing too aggressively, trying to overdo what I can. And I mean, now it just teaches me to be aggressive, but don't try to overdo it, and play a little bit smarter out there. But other than that, I mean, still gonna play the game hard. I'm still gonna play it one pitch at a time and try to help my team out any way as I can.
Now, Torrey Hunter, I covered Torrey as a young player, and it took him a long time to get to the big leagues and a long time to become an all-star, and he was a fierce ball player. He ran into walls constantly. He ran into players constantly. He never let up. Have you had any conversations with him on just kind of how to manage, taking physical risks?
Not yet. I mean, just like you just said, he told me the same thing. He played furious, running into walls and things like that. And I remember I asked him, is that because you try to help your team out as much as possible? And he said, that's definitely right. And me playing center field like he did, I can see exactly where he's coming from, because that's similar to how I am. I'm going to try to help my pitcher out as much as I can. And that's what he did.
What have you and Torrey talked about? Because I know he's been in your ear.
Hitting, fielding, what to do in certain situations. Am I leaning here or am I leaning there? I mean, it's not too much, but it's just a small stuff to help me notice what I'm doing wrong, and just trying to help me out in the long run. And I'm trying to take as much of that in as I can to help me improve my game. I mean, everybody want to get better every day, but you got to come out here and put the work in, and you got to be willing to listen. And I'm definitely willing to listen and take advice from everybody, and anything that's going to help me get better and get to the bigs. That's what I'm trying to do.
What areas of your game do you think need the most work at this point?
I think, to me, it's just getting more at bats, getting the experience, and also getting the knowledge. I mean, there's a lot to learn about this game, and you only get bits and pieces at some points in times, and you just got to keep learning the game every day. You can't never take it for granted, because it'll come back and bite you. So you gotta be careful, but you also got to come out and play hard every day and respect the game.
When I talk to scouts and Twins people about you, they say, the speed is top-notch, throwing arm top-notch, defensive ability top-notch, ability to hit, take good at-bats is top-notch. The one question that scouts have about your future is, are you going to be more of a speed player and maybe a number 1 hitter, or are you going to develop even more power and be like a number 3 hitter? Do you have an opinion on that?
No, I don't got no opinion. I just want to come out here and play ball. You can stick me in the 9-hole for all I care. I just want to come out and help us win. Not really too much picky on where you just put me anywhere, I play it.
But, you leading off and Sano third, that wouldn't be bad, right?
Oh, no. That'd be awesome. I mean, that's basically what Sano and I talk about. I mean, it's not too much of what can we do. It's like what we know we can do and what we have to do to get there.
What do you think last year did to your timetable as far as getting to the big leagues?
I don't feel like it did anything. I mean, people say it set me back, but I feel like the injuries happened for a reason. I mean, more than not, it taught me a lesson to play this game a lot smarter and don't try to do something that I'm not capable of doing.
All right, let's do a fun thing I do at the end of my podcast now. Give me your favorite TV show.
My favorite TV show. I got 2. I like Martin, and I like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
That's funny. Tori the other day told me he liked Martin. That was his number one too. And you're going old school, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm a young guy too, so that might sound weird. But yeah, they crack me up every time.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Favorite movie to me right now is I went and watched American Sniper.
Oh, yeah? You say you haven't seen it yet?
No, I saw it.
Oh, you saw it? Okay,
That
that's your
was
favorite.
an
Okay, I'm sorry.
Amazing movie.
Of course, I just asked you what you saw, and you said you. I have not seen it yet. I plan on seeing it when I get back
You
home
got to
from
go
Fort
see
Myers.
it. Can't tell you information since you haven't saw it.
No, do not spoil it for me. Favorite music, whether it's artist or album or song?
I'm a country person.
Including music?
Including music.
Okay.
Most of the time, I'm listening to country. Riding the lawnmower, I'm listening to country. Basically, anywhere you're going to see me, I'm listening to country music. Just because, I mean, it's relaxing. I mean, it's not too loud, not too vulgar. It's just give you something to take your mind off everything.
Favorite artist?
Oh, that's a tough one. I like a lot of people.
You can give me just the top 5 or something, or just anything that comes to mind.
I like Jason Aldean.
Okay.
I like Eric Church.
I like Eric Church.
I like Lady Antebellum.
How about any old school country, like Hank Williams or Johnny Cash, anything like that?
Garth Brooks.
Okay. He just did a big stretch of shows at Target Center last year.
I heard. I missed it.
I like Eric Church because Eric Church sings a song called Springsteen about my favorite artist.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Most definitely.
Yeah. How about answer this question? Now, you're young, so you might not have a great answer to this. People my age tend to have a million answers for this question. I was wrong about. Finish that sentence. I was wrong about.
I was wrong about. I was wrong about. That is tough. It's a very tough question. I was wrong about thinking that like we didn't have to practice as much as we do. Like, I mean, coming out of high school, I figured we took in and out every day, hit batting practice every day. You just did so much then, and then you get all the guys coming in your house telling you this, telling you that, so you think, you know it's going to be tough, but you wouldn't expect it to be as much work as you think it would be.
Yeah, and, you know, you guys are having long days out here. Even early in spring training, you guys are having long days, tons of drills, tons of batting practice. What's the toughest part to get through?
Toughest part to get through?
Or the most challenging part of the day?
I guess when you feel yourself getting close to the end of the day and you just kind of want to cash it in. Everybody does it, but it's like something that you don't want to do. You don't want to feel that way, because then towards the end of the game you'll start feeling like if you're winning, you'll start feeling like, okay, we up by how many ever runs, so I can just cruise it in. Like, you don't want to do that, because some games that'll come back and they start hitting the ball, and as soon as you look at the scoreboard again, you can be down by 3 and 4 runs.
All right, a couple more questions, and we're going to let you get back to work here, Byron. I appreciate the time. First one is, what's your big goal? Big goal as a baseball player. Number one goal.
Number one goal is to make it to the big leagues, most definitely. That's why I try to work as hard as I can every day to prepare myself to get up there and just try to hustle and just give myself the opportunity.
And what's your favorite thing about being a baseball player?
Favorite thing, I mean, being able to come out and play the game that you love every day, meeting new fans and people in the bleachers or even when you by the batting cage is hitting. And just being able to play side by side with teammates. I mean, you start getting a bond with them, a chemistry with them, that it's going to be hard to be broken up and say one day they just happen to get traded. I mean, you both going to be feeling down, but at the same time you're going to be happy because you're getting this opportunity. Then y'all get to play against each other and make it a little bit fun on yourselves.
All right. Trying to think if there's one more good question to ask before I let you go here. What's your family thinking these days? Was last year tough on them?
I don't think it was too tough. I think it was more tough on me than it was them because it was something I loved to do and it was taken away. But I mean, they was there for me when I needed help or there's someone to talk to, and that's all they could do. I mean, couldn't get any better than that. As long as you got family support, you'll be okay.
All right. Thank you, Byron Buxton. This is Souhan Unfiltered at SouhanUnfiltered.com. Again, thanks to my sponsors, The Local, Kieran's, and O'Gara's Bar and Grill. This is the Alive and Social Network, and we'll be back with more baseball and other stuff soon. Thanks for listening.
Thank you.